Hi, my name is Wilson Lin, and today I'm going to introduce the IBASE Spatial platform-based solutions. Our model name is IB897, a 3.5-inch board disk size. This slide, actually, I would like to introduce some concept regarding the Bay Trail, originally from Intel. As you can see from this slide, that it shows the Bay Trail platform is between the mainstream, such like the Huron River, the Chief River, and the Hartsville U series. The higher performance one, and down is the Atom based. So Bay Trail actually is the position of the Bay Trail is between the mainstream and the entry level. And the Bay Trail, I believe that there are two family from Intel. One is the Atom series, as you can learn from the slide, the Atom processor E38000 series, and another brand of the Bay Trail platform is the Celeron family. That you can see is the model is the N2920 and the J1900. This slide shows the platform regarding the Bay Trail, which emphasize some more outstanding performance from the visual experiences and also the low power. And in the meantime, I would like to highlight the Bay Trail is the first SoC chip from Intel that for the Atom family. So which means this is the first SoC. There is not the traditional design for this kind of the platform. We know that in the past, there are at least two chips as the core of the system, such like one is CPU, the other is the chipset, or we call the PCH. But from Bay Trail, this is the first single chip for the design. And not only with the single chip design, but also provide the outstanding performance from the graphic, from the memory support, and also the power consumption is still acceptable for some low power demand applications. And there are two SKUs from the Bay Trail. One is the commercial one, and the one is the extend temp SKUs. Our solution about the IB897 is choosing the extend temp SKUs, which means users can use our board for some harsh environment usage. I will tell you more detail for the following slides. This slide shows the original block diagram regarding the Bay Trail platform. As you can learn from the left-hand side, the Bay Trail SoC is supporting the memory and the digital displays, such like EDP or DisplayPort and HDMI. Also, there are one analog display interface from the Bay Trail SoC itself. So for users that they can not only select the digital display interface from the Bay Trail platform, but also we reserve the analog ones from the Bay Trail. And down to the block diagram that you can see, the Bay Trail provide SATA II ports. There are two ports for the SATA that users can connect with the SATA devices. And in the meantime, there are USB ports. We know that USB is very popular nowadays. Whatever the device you want to use with as a USB style, such like the pen drive or the DVD-ROM or the other devices like the mouse and keyboard, you can connect with the system through the USB ports. I would like to highlight one thing, that there is not only USB 2.0, there are higher speed one is a USB 3.0 from the Bay Trail spec. So that you can see there are 4 USB 2.0 and 1 USB 3.0. And for our boards, we provide the USB port based on those default solutions. And down to the block diagram, you will see there are 4 PCI Express lanes. We can use those 4 PCIe by 1 lanes that you can design the gigabit Ethernet port and other expansion slots, such like the PCIe by 1 or even the Mini PCIe slot. And you will see more detail from our board later. So this slide just shows the block diagram from the Intel Bay Trail platform. So this slide just mentioned about the features of Bay Trail regarding the graphics, media, and the display. The left-hand side shows the feature from the Bay Trail, the hardware platform, and the right-hand side shows the driver supporting. So you will see that the major operation system supporting with the driver is the Windows 8 and Windows 7. For embedded customers, we know that Windows 7 is still mainstream for their usage, and more people they are choosing the Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 now. So Bay Trail can fulfill those requirements at the same time. And beside the Microsoft Windows, you can also use the OS such like Linux or the other alternatives. And Bay Trail also provides those kind of drivers by Intel or by the designated third party from Intel. So that's what the main meaning for this slide. This page shows the SoC, the processor skills. There are three sections. If you look very carefully, there are three sections. They are all called the Bay Trail SoC family. From the left-hand side, you will see the first section is Bay Trail-I, and the middle is Bay Trail-M, and the last one is Bay Trail-D. So if you look very carefully for the right-hand side, you will see the main differences is the junction temperature range. So the -I family, actually, the spec is from -40 to 110 degrees C. So there are 5 CPU models, 5 SKUs are listed from this slide. So the IBASE IB897 or motherboard is choosing the Bay Trail-I SKUs, which means that our boards can also be operated during the range from -40 and up to 85 degrees C. This is what we promise because the Bay Trail itself is guaranteed the junction temperature range from this kind of the range. So the next slide shows a more detail regarding the hardware skills from Intel. There are total 8 CPUs being listed, which means including the Bay Trail-D, the Bay Trail-M, and the Bay Trail-I. Those 8 CPU models is guaranteed by Intel that within the longevity of 7 years from 2030 Q4. So, you know, for embedded customers, longevity is quite important because when our board or when our solution is being spec'd in by customers, they want the stable and long-time supplyment. So it's very important that we choose the solution which they can guarantee from being long-term supplied by the vendors. So for the Bay Trail, we are choosing the Bay Trail-I family within the 7-year supplyment. So talk about our solutions. The IB897, just like what I have mentioned, is the lithium strength half-inch board, and based on the Intel Atom SoC processor, or we can call the Bay Trail-I. And the advantage from our IB897 is there are 2 memory sockets on board directly. You can put 2 memory sockets, so that make the board being running with the dual channel memory, and also this board is wide range DC input at the same time, from 9 voltage to 30 voltage. So this will be very helpful and very necessary for our customers' requirement. And also there is one special features that developed by IBASE, we call the iSmart technology. We will show you more detail about the iSmart technology. So with those specified functions, whatever from the Intel, the SoC vendor, or from the developers such like IBASE, we believe these motherboards will be very useful and and very suitable for some industrial PC fields such like automation and transportation. And for the form factors such like you can implement our board for design the customer's panel PC, kiosk, and handheld device. This slide shows the image of our IB897. It's a 3.5-inch board. So the upper of the left-hand side is the HIOs that you can learn that we are providing the COM ports, a DisplayPort, 2 RJ45 and 2 USB. The blue color one is USB 3.0. The other is USB 2.0. List the IOs from the edge connectors, and also you will observe from the photos that there are 2 memory sockets on board already. So customers or users just put the SOD modules on board directly and can support the dual channel performance. And from the right hand side, the upper one, you will observe that we design our SoC is located in the rear side of the boards, and also we provide a heatsink, so can make the boards being operated as a fanless solution. So this is the introduction of the IOs as I just mentioned, and from the board itself, you will see there are 2 mini PCIe sockets for expansion. You can put the mini cards such like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3Gs, and one of the mini card socket can also support the mSATA. mSATA is a newly storage device that you can put with if customer doesn't want to use the traditional hard disk drive or the SSD. You can choose the mSATA, and this board can fit mSATA very well with no problem. And also you will find there are 2 LVDS, the white connectors. There are 1 pair of this kind of connectors, so you can connect with the LCD panel through the LVDS connectors. Okay, this is dimensions. We have followed the standard to design this 3.5-inch board, and there are 6 mounting holes. Not from the edge. There are 4 holes on the edge and 2 more mounting holes in the center. So we believe that when customers mounting our board with their mechanical design, maybe the chassis or the customized heatsink, it will be very stable and also very useful for their mechanical design. And talking about the one special feature we call the jumperless design for the compound modes. We know in the past, when users want to change the compound mode, we call the serial port mode. Maybe you want to convert from RS-232 to 422 or 485. What can we do? We need to find the menu, and we need to check the location of the jumper, and we need to modify the jumper caps. So what we are offering now for the IB897 is jumperless selection. So you will see you don't need to check the menu. You can just design the RS-232, 422, or 485, the mode from the BIOS setting. So in the main, which means you don't need to shut down your system. You can still keep power on your board, and because you can just select the mode from the BIOS. So if the board is being installed into a system already, in the past you need to shut down the power and open the case and find the board so that you can adjust the jumper cape. Now they are all no needed from nowadays from our IB897. So you don't need to open the case, and you can just select the compound mode from the BIOS. So this is very useful for and very convenient as a jumperless design from our board. Talking about the iSmart, this is the newly technology and developed by IBASE only at this moment. So you will see there are 5 colorful icons. This is the iSmart technology, what we are focusing on. The left-hand side, there are 2 majorly for the power saving purpose, and for the right-hand side is for the smart control. For the IBASE iSmart technology, we implement those 5 features for our boards from last 3 years. And we believe that with this kind of implementation, to make our board more valuable and more useful for users. So for the IB897, how to enable the iSmart controller? Again, you can select it from the BIOS setup. You will see a selection, as I just circled in red, that you will find the iSmart controller selection. For example, that I can enable the EUP or ERP selection, that you can choose the right selection. So the EUP ERP, a standby power control, can be selected from the BIOS. So what is the EUP ERP? Actually, this function is now controlled and provided by the Rubicon I/O or the Super I/O on board already. So as we have mentioned, on the S5 status, the power consumption with the EUP ERP power saving enabling, the power consumption is lower, only the 0.05 watt only. So I believe that it will be really the consuming power is very low, and also the EUP ERP has been regulated by the European Union for several years. So our board can meet this standard with no problem. And talking about the second function of the iSmart, we call the auto scheduler. Again, you can choose and select from the BIOS setting. So there are two schedule slots that we reserve for users for setup. From this slide, you can see when you enter the auto scheduler, you will see the auto scheduler can be defined by daily and also by hour and specified by minute. So, and there are two slots, which means if you want to set your system or your board to be power on working days, so you can choose the schedule slot 1 and set up from Monday to Friday, which are the working hours, and you can set the power on from the 8:30 to 8:30 in the morning and shut down at 9:30 p.m. at night. So automatically it will be shut down. And for the schedule slot 2, maybe you don't need to set, or you can choose during the weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, you can select another kind of the selection from this auto scheduler. The third function of the iSmart from our IB897, we call the power reserve. So which means the system power, you can design the system power status when power may be will be power off by accident with not expected. But when the power in again, the board or the system can boot up automatically and can be recovered from the failure situation. So this is also a new features from our iSmart. So with above 3 functions iSmart, you can enable it from our IB897. So this slide shows the supported OS. As I just mentioned, to align with Intel's policy, IB897 can support the Windows 8, Windows 7, and also some other Linux OS, and also the Android. So we will also working very close with Intel to get their best support so that we can provide those OS to be workable with our IB897. So for the positioning of the IB897, we believe that this solution is very newly and very useful and powerful, since this is a new generation Atom SoC from Intel. And as we have tested in-house, to compare with the previous generation from Intel Atom D2550, we found that the performance is better, at least for CPU section is 25%, higher, and also for the graphic is 30% higher as we made a comparison. So which means the newer solution can provide a better performance with no doubt. And as I just mentioned, we have provide some I/O not only from the edge connectors but also from the onboard headers. And this board can support dual display at the same time. And there are 3 kinds of the display interfaces from our board. And for the expansion, you can use the mini card through our Mini PCIe sockets. There are 2 Mini PCIe sockets from our IB897. And in the meantime, you can install the SATA, the newly storage device. And beside the solution, beside the functions, as I have explained, for the power saving, for the energy save purpose, we provide iSmart. And if you want to install our board with the customer system, we reserve 1 fan headers and also can support the speed control. I think this is very important for the system assembly. So for the advantage of our IB897, the first one is I highlighted in red color. This board supports the wide temperature operation and also the dual channel DDR3 low voltage type memory performance. And also you can install the fanless heatsink or the heat spreader from our offering. And as I also emphasize, the SoC was designed on the rear side of the motherboard, so it will be very convenient and very suitable for some panel mounting design. If a customer would like to use the board with their panel PC or the kiosk assistance. So this is the last page of my slide is for the order information. Actually, you can check the more detailed function or more detailed order information from our website. There are 2 models we have set up. One is the IB897-I45 and one is the -I27. The difference is the CPU speed. The I45 is equipped with the quad-core SoC and the model is E3A45 and the speed is 1.91 gigahertz. And if you want to have the low power consumption and maybe the CPU speed is not so critical for your usage, you can choose another model is -I27. The speed is 1.75 gigahertz and the CPU itself is a dual-core design. Both models are available already, so please contact with our sales if you like to order the sample. Because we have started delivery from the World Week 3 already. So thank you for taking your time. And IBASE actually, we are working out the industrial PC solution for years, and we believe that we are the industrial leader for embedded computing. And we hope that our solutions will be very suitable, and every embedded customer will be happy and to contact with IBASE. And we hope that you can co-work with IBASE in the future with our solution. Thank you.